Good day. Ready to... Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for August 10th, 2026. All right, grant and research portfolio managers, we need to talk, because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before I go any further, 5,335 opportunities surfaced, positioning windows opening. This is no longer about broad repositioning. It is about what is still reachable and what must be set up for the 12 to 18-month board. The current cohort is the GPS Positioning Window Review. 8 firms, 1 Shipley Certified Capture Manager, your book against this terrain. Code GPS 5333 holds one of 8 seats and the extended 30-day preview that follows. Links in the description. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 5,335 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov. 1932 legislative signals, 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies. And all of that is happening while market BCL is 0%, with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. Over the past week, the opportunity flow has been relentless, clocking in at 5,005. Yet, when we dive into the details, the capture terminal reveals a more nuanced picture. Take, for instance, the top opportunities. Multiple entries for the GSA Oasis Plus Mac program, all unrestricted IDICOs, and a Takeda Pharmaceuticals contract devoid of financial specifics. This pattern signals a landscape where raw volume doesn't necessarily translate into accessibility. The absence of explicit contract amounts and the focus on unrestricted IDICs suggest a strategic emphasis on broader participation but with hidden complexities. For managers reading this tape, it's clear that navigating these waters requires a keen eye for detail beyond the surface. Accessibility here lies not in the number of opportunities, but in the discernment to identify which ones align with your capacity and expertise. The board also speaks to a persistent CR drag, indicating that while the opportunity volume might be high, the real challenge is overcoming bottlenecks in the current legislative framework. The capture ticker keeps us alerted to these dynamics, underscoring the importance of legislative awareness in portfolio strategy. Grant and research portfolio managers must weigh these insights to make informed decisions, recognizing that a high volume of opportunities can sometimes mask the true barriers to entry. Turning to secondary signals, the terrain holes and a lack of hiring spread offer critical insights. The absence of hiring activity suggests that while there may be a flurry of opportunities on paper, the execution capacity within agencies isn't necessarily expanding. This could mean delays in project commencements or a squeeze on resource availability. For portfolio managers, this hints at market mispricing where supply-side constraints might not yet be fully absorbed by market expectations. The court opinions and lobbying clusters remain quiet, an unusual calm that could signify a temporary market equilibrium or a strategic pause before a legislative push. Without active lobbying or significant court opinions shaping the landscape, the current signals are more about positioning than immediate action. It's a reminder that sometimes the absence of noise is its own signal. For those managing grant books, the key takeaway is to look for misalignments between perceived opportunity and actual capacity. The smart portfolio moves lie in anticipating where these gaps will close and leveraging early positions in high-potential, low-visibility avenues. Understanding these dynamics allows managers to allocate resources to opportunities that may not yet show their true value on the surface, but are poised for growth when the terrain shifts. The current market for grant and research funding is dynamic and evolving, driven by recent legislative and executive shifts that are reshaping demand conditions. As portfolio managers, you should be asking, how are recent policy changes influencing our strategic funding priorities? What specific opportunities align with our core research competencies and long-term goals? How can we effectively leverage data to anticipate shifts in the funding climate? Our bottom line conviction is straightforward. Stay agile and informed, aligning submission strategies with the evolving policy landscape to capture emerging opportunities and maintain competitive advantage. Now, I want to bring back what I mentioned at the top, because after everything we just walked through, it lands differently. The Capture Terminal gives you live searchable access to the same intelligence driving this brief, filtered to your portfolio, your agencies, your NAICS codes. The GPS positioning window review 8 firms, a credentialed capture manager verified at verify.the-icon.ai, reading your book against this specific terrain. If you manage this grant book right now and you want someone qualified to look at where you're overextended, where you're underpositioned, and which windows are still reachable, that is what this session is for. Code GPS 533 holds 1 of 8 seats. Cohort attendees get the 30-day extended preview. Everything is at communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite. 96.8 million records, 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. Just a quick note, you'll be disconnected in 5 seconds.